welcome to the first installment of Storm in a Teacup, the podcast. Woo!
Way!
Hey, got it.
Woo!
That's what I was waiting for.
Sorry
So
for the delay.
no, it's fine. So boom, I'm Charlie. I am one of two hosts for the podcast. Sam, do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Sam. I'm the other co-host of the podcast.
Boom.
Hopefully we're not shit, but
Um,
time will tell.
time will tell. Time will tell. I don't know where to look. I don't want to look dead at my webcam, but I don't want to look like off
I'm looking
center.
dead on my webcam. it's super creepy.
Yeah. All right. Let's move into a brief intro about us. So
Yeah, sure.
do you want me to
You
start?
going first, or me?
Yeah. No, actually, you can go first this time because I introduced
Okay.
the podcast.
I'll set the bar.
Okay.
So I'm Sam, as we already established. 21.
Oh,
So
you're
not
20.
boomer quite yet.
You're 21.
21. I live in Birmingham. I don't know if that's, putting myself at risk.
All the hate. All the hate on social media.
God, it's really difficult.
It is.
I don't talk about myself enough.
Nah.
As much as I fucking talk, I
But-
don't talk about me.
Nah.
Love video games, music, YouTube, all of that. I'm not really a podcast person, funnily enough.
Same.
I just watch clips and stuff on YouTube, and then somehow I ended up here. But I think that's enough, Charles. I don't know about you.
No. That's good. That's good. All right. So boom. I'm Charlie. I'm 20. I'm not as old as Sam.
Ha ha.
I'm 21 in April. But 21st birthday celebrations are going to be put on hold for a little while with the current climate we're in. I'm from Birmingham. I'm from Handsworth, but I don't live there no more. I live in Wolverhampton. I live in Bilston. Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. These people over here are the ones that give Birmingham the bad rep for the accent. By the way, the Black Country accent. That is the accent that people rip on, not the Birmingham accent.
Hopefully ours isn't too bad. But
No, I don't think it is.
I'm sure someone's going to tell us about it anyway.
Of course.
So.
Cool. What else? Media, film, photography, music. That's all my ish. Yeah. I'm a uni student at the moment. I should be graduating this year, 2020. But again, current climate that might be put on hold. Same as Sam. I don't really do podcasts. I watch clips of them on YouTube. Every so often, but listening to them religiously, not so much. I just like to talk a lot about a lot of stupid stuff. So
Same.
here I am, and I've just realised I'm wearing a black t-shirt. And I've got a black headboard, and I'm just blending in. I just kind of look like a floating head. But yeah,
I don't think you should talk about uni though, because that's a sort of subject for me. So
we'll get into that. We will get into.
two-time dropout.
Let's get into how we met then. How we
Sure. Yeah.
So
Tried to forget that day, but it keeps
wow,
coming back.
wow, wow. You know what? The first memory I've got of you, funnily enough, isn't drama. It isn't, because me and Sam both did drama at GCSE, and that would be the first lesson we were in. Would it be the first lesson?
We may have been in something before, but we wouldn't have spoken. So.
The only other thing that me and Sam were in before drama was PE.
Wait, no, we wouldn't have been because PE, yeah, but you were in Ludlow. So basically, how it worked was our school was split in half, and half the school would be in the same class as their half, and then another half would have their own separate class. So Charlie was in that other half.
Yeah,
separated from me, except for PE. So
yeah.
if we were in the same class, that's where it would be.
Because PE, we mixed every now and then. When we did indoor football, when it was like wet outside, that's when we'd mix. But usually went by sets. But I mean, I remember being in indoor football and playing against you at least at one point. Other than that, the first memory that I've got of you besides drama is I was mentored for maths, and I remember sitting in the MLC, yeah, the Maths Learning Centre, because I was predicted an A, and I was working at a B, and they were wondering why I wasn't getting the A, and they wanted me to be mentored. And I remember sitting there at form time or break time with you, and that's the first memory I've got getting mentored by you in maths.
I think I remember what you're on about.
Yeah.
Because that was real annoying because I was working at a C, which is obviously a passing grade, but because I was 2 levels below my predicted grade, they put me into tutoring. But my predicted grade was only an A because my primary school never did SATs.
See, mine did SATs, and I was predicted the lowest of the low in everything, and then I busted out like good grades.
You taught them?
Yeah, man. I was in set 1 for maths in year 7, and I went down a set to set 2 in year 8, set 2 in year 9, set 3 when we went into 8 sets in year 10, and then back up to set 2 in year 11.
So I've heard through the grapevine that everyone kind of knew of me just because of like my long hair.
Yep.
So like I was popular, but I didn't have many friends at the same time. So people knew me, but not too many people fought with me like that.
See, I was known because I was Charlie with the deep voice. That's what I got.
Yeah, I got a hairy kid with a deep voice. With a mustache at like 5 years old. Don't know how you did it.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
I hit puberty in like year 4, bro. I busted into school. Funnily enough, a girl, I won't mention her name, but the first interaction I had with her was stood outside a music classroom. She was in my class, in my year, you know her. And,
yeah, I know this story.
Yeah, and first thing she ever said to me was, "You're Charlie with a deep voice, isn't it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Can you say that again?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh my god, your voice is so
and
deep."
You were like, yeah.
But,
you turned it to 11.
but I knew of you. I knew of you in school. Because of your look. Everyone said you look like Jesus.
Yeah. Probably even without the beard.
Without the beard, even then, you were still known as.
No, I was just getting female comments then. The amount of times I got called like Miss and Ma'am. Unreal.
If we're going on looks, I remember in year 7 to year 9, I'm pretty sure, or it might have been year 7 to year 8 actually, when it was raining outside, we had like wet break, and we were not allowed outside onto the playground when it was too wet. And I'm pretty sure, I can't remember whether it was year 10 and year 11 were allowed outside, or year 9 to year 11 were allowed outside, but I remember being outside, walking around, and a teacher coming up to me and be like, "What year are you in?" I was like, 10. And she was like, "Alright, carry on." I can't remember what it was. It was one of the site staff, and I was in year 7 at the time. It's just believe me.
Jesus.
Yeah, man.
That's what I mean. You were born as like a 30-year-old man.
I know. Bro, I feel it now with the backache that I have got.
Your bum knee, your backache.
But let's move into how most people remember us meeting, and about how
how we actually did. We knew of each other.
Yeah, how we properly met for the first time, and that was drama. I'll let you talk about drama, because this is you.
Sure. So it's my field.
This is your field, man, Mr. Actor.
So in drama, we always had to do a performance. We got graded on a performance that we made.
Don't forget as well, it was all of the houses in the school at this point, because it was an option. That's why.
We weren't separated anymore because it was GCSE, so they just slammed us all together. And we had to make a performance, and Charlie was in my small performance group, so we all had to make a performance together.
Yeah.
And the performance that we decided to make was about a bunch of people that were addicted to drugs and their whole journey, which is a completely normal thing for a 13, 14-year-old to be thinking of.
To be fair, they weren't all addicted to drugs. Some were just impacted by drugs.
Were they?
Yeah, because I wasn't addicted to drugs.
Oh no, that's true. Yeah.
And neither was Tyann.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was addicted to drugs, which probably wouldn't surprise anybody. No, in the performance I was addicted to drugs, but yeah. So Charlie was in my group for that, and through all of the rehearsals and the ideas process, that's how we really got talking and became friends.
Yeah.
And fun fact, at the end of that performance, I ended up overdosing and getting all of my possessions stolen. So, happy ending for me.
So that's how I remember meeting Sam. We were in a couple other classes together as well as just drama. We were in science together. We were in English together.
Yep.
Was there any other classes? Apart from P, obviously. But that was it, innit?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was just drama, English, science, and P.
I'm curious, how did your character end in that performance? I can't remember.
How did I end? Oh.
I mean, you didn't overdose, I know that much.
I remember how I started. I started by my older brother overdosing.
Oh yeah,
and
the disco scene.
Yeah, because Tyann was the doctor, wasn't she?
Something like that.
She was like,
I really can't remember.
I think she was a counsellor. And
yeah, she was. Counsellor who killed herself. I'm pretty sure.
I went to a funeral. I went to a funeral and had a meltdown. Jesus. I remember that. That's all I remember. Yeah, because I was saying that was my brother. I think I went into a similar thing of Tyann. I think I started working with people who were addicted, and I gave someone. I know she definitely gave someone the wrong advice, and they end up getting. They had an overdose, but I think I did something similar, and I ended up having like a meltdown at a funeral. But better and more entertaining story about that performance. The bag, bro.
Are you telling the bag story?
The bag, bro. So, in one section of the performance, because the way the performance was set out was we had a stage block in the middle, which was always there, and we had seats around this stage block in a semicircle, and we all rotated around those seats. We actually had a system that in the first act we did it completely. In the second act we completely messed it up and everyone was in the wrong seats, and by the third act, by the end, we were in the right seats. But by my seat, because I was meant to come into Sam's performance, I was meant to play a different character. I think I was meant to be your supplier, or supplying you with the drugs. Yeah. And I was meant to hand Sam.
Like that.
Yeah, I was meant to hand Sam a bag of the narcotics. I was meant to be very aggressive towards him and then leave. During the start of our performance, you're not allowed any bags or coats downstairs because it can cause noise and people can trip over them and stuff could get stolen and what have you, because audience members come in to watch it. So all of our bags and coats were put upstairs into the computer room. And the bag that we were using as our prop got put into the computer room. So I was sat there on my chair. I was counting down my timing of when I was meant to go into the scene. I was like, okay, boom, I got this. I looked down to my left and there was no bag. And I just thought to myself, oh, and I got up and I just kept repeating that in my head, and I had to completely improvise the whole thing. I was like, I have to eliminate this bag. So I said to Sam, I was like, there is a bag back at my flat. I need you to go, get the bag, take it to your flat, and that bag cannot leave your flat. It cannot be seen at all. And I don't want to brag about myself too much, but I saved the whole performance.
Yeah, no, you stole that out really well. I don't know how we managed.
We had a couple of these things called flats, which are at the back of the performance. Those are they're rectangular pieces of wood that are stood up for people
to wall shape.
Yeah, it's for people to go behind if they need to change any costumes or what have you, or to exit the scene. And I remember going behind that, and a couple of the other people in our cast gave me a hug and they were like, "You saved that," and I was like, "Well, thank you."
I feel like enough about us though, because we've been going on for a little while. We should talk about this little baby that we've created.
The podcast itself.
Storm in a Teacup.
Storm in a Teacup. Okay, I've got a question for you quickly to get into it.
Yep.
have you ever wanted to start a podcast? Obviously, we've started one, but have you ever wanted to start one, or what's made you want to start one?
Oh, you know the answer to this. So this isn't my first attempt at podcasting, but that was like 3 years ago now.
Oh, bro, it's free.
And I'm a completely different person now compared to who I was, confidence-wise, personality-wise. So I feel like it was the right time to, have another go at things and see if I can make something that isn't total trash. No offense to the old podcast, but it wasn't great.
That made me feel old then, 3 years ago. Boy.
Imagine how I feel. I made it, so...
My side, I just like talking. I know that I messaged you a couple... Was it yesterday or the day before?
Yesterday.
Yes, you know what it was? I was just sat somewhere. I think I was on the sofa or in bed. I was just like... I had so much stuff that I was thinking about in terms of what's going on in the world right now. And I was like, I could talk for ages about this. And obviously, you came over to mine with a couple of mates not too long ago. And we sat there and we just spoke about music and actors and films and stuff for like half an hour a piece each. And I was thinking, like, we could do this. So, boom, the baby was born. And the name of it is A Storm in a Teacup. And...
I guess I'll be the one to explain the name then.
Go for the name, bro. Go for it.
So we went through a few names before landing on this one. So the first one was Everything in Between, right?
Yeah, because before Sam even replies to my message, I was just like, I need to think of some names. I need to be prepared for when he replies. So I was like, how about Everything in Between? Googled it. It'd been taken by a Christian podcast group. There was another one I thought of, which was The Locker Room, but I thought it sounded too much like a sporty, and it's already been taken. So.
Then what was the other one? It was something. Oh.
The one that Hat came up with.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a Shakespeare play or quote. It was Much Ado About Nothing.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And then we finally landed on Storm in a Teapot.
Teacup.
Which is
Teacup. The other one.
Myself already, man.
The other one's Tempest in the Teapot, isn't it?
That's the one. That's why I got it messed up. But yeah, Storm in a Teacup. The reason we picked that is because it's an expression that means making a big deal about something that's not a big deal. And that's what a podcast is, really. You just talk about shit and put it on this pedestal and hope people give a shit about it.
Yeah.
So, no one probably does give a shit, but we're trying.
I mean, to be fair, like, I'm starting it as well, and I've wanted to start it for a while because it's proactive, and it, like,
yeah,
I want to be proactive. I don't want to just sit about, and especially like I said, like, I can talk for ages about stuff, especially like, controversial stuff or stuff that I'm interested in. Obviously, like, I can talk for ages, and I know me and you can talk.
Yeah, we have spoken for ages. Yeah.
Well, the Skype call that lasted like 12 hours or whatever, like we went correct, like, but
yeah, no, I don't even know how we managed that.
No. And that was on a school night. but yeah, I mean, yeah, I wanted to, because obviously as well, like, we've been friends since GCSE. We've got a lot of stories to tell. We've got a lot to talk about, and I think it's time for the world to know about us, bro.
Yeah, no, riveting conversations.
Yeah.
Which hopefully anyone else finds riveting.
Yeah.
If one person finds this conversation interesting, mission accomplished.
Yeah, I will. I mean, there's stuff that we're gonna. There's stuff we've spoken about already that Hat doesn't know. So, clarification: Hat or Harriet, my girlfriend. Yeah. So.
Just because you might as well. You mentioned Tyann earlier as well.
Yeah,
so.
Tyann is one of my closest friends. We've known each other since like year 7 at school. Funny enough, we didn't like each other in year 7, year 8. Year 9 we became friends because we both liked a band called Pierce the Veil and skateboarding. She was in my art and my drama class. She was in mine and Sam's drama group, and I kid you not, pretty much every day, without fail, after school we'd go skateboarding, down by hers. Uh, we kind of lost touch a little bit in sixth form. We went to the same sixth form, but we just hung around with different people. We had different stuff going on. We didn't skateboard as much, but we still tried to. And now she's at uni, I'm at uni. We don't see each other as much, but it was her birthday the other day. I messaged her happy birthday, and it's still good. She's one of those people where, like, you know, I can message her and we can pick up the conversation like we left it off yesterday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. She great, man. She great. And we do need to go skateboarding soon. I've not long come back from a trip from Glasgow, and I was in the skateboard shop there, and I was so tempted to just spend £80 on a full new skateboard, but I didn't. I was good. But yeah, so Tan, another one of my close friends, Hat, my girlfriend. There's stories that me and Sam are gonna share that no one knows other than me and Sam, really, in some of this stuff.
I was just thinking as well that there's a good chance that we'll probably end up watching these back, just so we can know what the hell we spoke about, what we were thinking once upon a time.
Oh yeah.
'Cause it'll be interesting. So, hello future us, if you're watching. Probably not,
Yeah.
but
I
one
mean,
of us is probably dead. Probably me.
I don't know
Most
about
likely
that.
me.
No, because the whole thing that's going on, you staying in your house, because you do stay in your house quite a lot, is a good thing.
Even more now, but yeah.
Okay.
Quite the hermit.
Speaking of which, obviously us two.
Oh wait, I hate to cut you off.
Yeah.
But we forgot to mention our little friend.
Oh, Theodore.
Our avatar for the channel.
Theodore. Sam came up with a name. Full credit for Sam for that.
So I know editor Charlie will probably slap it up on screen just so everyone can have a proper look.
Of course.
You're welcome for the job, Charlie.
Thank you.
But yeah, that's Theodore.
I've just realised I've got to edit an hour or close to an hour's worth of footage. Oh.
Yup. So that's Theodore, his little teacup with a storm in him.
Yeah.
Because storm in a teacup. Whoa!
Like, that was the image I kind of had in my head as soon as we came up with the name, like a little animated man with a little storm coming out of him.
I mean, to be fair though, how much creative liberty can we have with that storm in a teacup? What else can we do?
I mean, I've got some other ideas floating around in my head. Like, you know, when you've got a cup of tea or a cup of coffee in particular. You've got coffee granules in it, you got sugar if you put it in, and you got milk if you put it in, and you stir it up with a spoon, and you get that little spiral thing. I was thinking something along the lines of that as well, you know.
I'm stirring my coffee right now.
That could be a little animation thing, you know.
What?
Like, if this does take off, when you put some more like effort into it,
budget.
Yeah, a little bit more budget, a little bit more animation. Like, that can be our little intro. Someone stirring it, boom, storm. But yeah, Theodore, our guy, took like 10 minutes to make with all the changes we made, if that.
Yeah, so I found all the images, and then you kind of crafted all of that shit into something
beautiful.
A beautiful little Theodore. Pun intended, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, as you were saying, this week.
Yeah. Well.
And for the past couple of weeks, really.
This is.
Well, we've only just started the podcast, so first chance to talk about it.
The reason why I really wanted to start this podcast is with the whole thing going on right now with the virus. I'm not going to mention my name, but the virus. Obviously.
You know the one. The big one.
The big one. Willany called it the lager lurgy. That's what it was called. Or the Budweiser bug.
Wow. I was calling it the Patroni flu. That's what I was thinking of.
But yeah.
Peroni, goddamn.
As a lot of people are aware, there is a potential that we're going to go on lockdown. We're not going to be able to leave our houses. We're going to be on a curfew because of this. And
such a difference in my life.
I mean, like, obviously that you should be coming over to mine tomorrow. Realistically, I'm having a couple friends come round. We're not going to be able to necessarily do that. Well, we're not going to be able to do that if we go on lockdown. I've heard rumors that you have to justify where you're going. If
Yeah,
you're
I've heard that they're going to start arresting people and stuff just for being outside.
I mean, it's mad. I mean, it's going to be terrible for Hat. I mean, she's a community care worker. She has to drive to and from people's different houses, like, you know.
Yeah, no, that's.
Uh,
I mean, as long as she can get to work, then
yeah.
that's what matters. But if she can't, then all of her, all the people she cares for,
Yeah.
might not be in a great spot.
But
which really sucks.
What a better time to start a podcast? Like, we can't do anything else, so just sit on our computers and just talk shit all day.
Socially distanced.
Yeah, socially distant, but
being social.
Yeah, exactly.
Having a coffee together.
To be fair, actually, I'm being good. I've got water.
I was gonna get a beer in truth, but then I changed that.
I do have vodka next to me, but
don't make me run downstairs.
I a big thing that's happening right now is I need to lose weight. I have gained a lot of weight. I need to lose some weight, but gym is closed. Quick side note for Sam. The basketball court down by mine.
Yeah.
I went there and I played yesterday. The rim is awful. It is so annoying. So it's a plywood backboard, and the rim is you got your metal circle, but it's in the shape of a basket. So it's got like a metal ring underneath it, a smaller one, and
that just make it bounce even more.
Yeah, exactly. It looks great when it goes in because it usually circles around the rim, but the amount I can't tell you the amount of times I shot it and it went in, but it bounced on the inner rim and came out. I was pissed. But
yeah, I mean, you just call that a bucket though, surely.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I need to lose weight, so water for me. Apart from tomorrow, we are drinking tomorrow. When you come.
Yeah, no, defo drinking.
Yeah.
We're not skipping on that.
Bro, Glasgow, when we went on a tour of the Highlands because one of Hat's favourite animals is the Highland cow, or Highland cattle, whatever you want to call it. So I went on a tour of the Highlands. We went to this, where was it? Inverary. It's a little town in Scotland, and they have a distillery there, and they have made my favourite, it's now my joint top one favourite whiskey.
Wow.
It is.
What's the other one?
The other one is one that Hat brought for me actually. So I have my three favourite whiskies. Jack Daniel's is always going to be up there. Is always, it's the first whiskey I tried. It's a different whiskey because obviously it's whiskey but it's not whiskey. If you want to be technical about it, but my favourite Scotch. Okay, because this is Scottish whiskey, so that's why it can be called Scotch. Inverary, they do a whiskey called the Loch Nye whiskey, and it is chocolate orange flavoured whiskey.
Oh wow,
bro! I got a 5cl, so a 5ml bottle of this. I'm halfway through it because I'm trying to savour it because it is so good.
I'm just thinking of all the things that I do to your tongue. Chocolate orange whiskey.
But honestly,
that's quite the combo.
It's so smooth. It is one of the smoothest drinks I've ever had. And the other one is a whiskey that we got in this town called Oban. We went to the distillery there, and I was gonna get one of the Oban whiskies because Oban Distillery, Oban whiskies. I thought I'm in Oban, I might as well get it. But I didn't get a chance to try it because it was £5 to try it. So I was like, I'm not gonna spend £5 to try a whiskey and might not even like it. So we went out of the distillery and we were walking, and there was a little whiskey shop, and we went in, and the guy there, he was lovely. He just let me try a ton of whiskies. I didn't try the Oban one, but he had barrels in his shop because his shop allowed for whiskey to be bottled up there. So he had this whiskey called the Secret Islay, which is again another town in Scotland, Islay, and it's really smooth, and it's one of those whiskies you don't have with a mixer. You have it straight with one ice cube, and it it tastes woody, it tastes oaky, and it's just so smooth, bro. Honest, I've gone off on a tangent again. I'm talking about whiskey, but bro, it's so good.
I'm gonna start reining you in, man.
It's so, but boom. Anyway, a good segue back because alcohol can help, like, kill that virus. Just saying, because
Yes.
hand sanitizer. But yeah, so you said it. It's been primarily happening last week, but a couple weeks before, and that leads on to like a good segment that you'll come up with that will be prominent in the podcast. Care to explain?
Sure. So I'll explain it. So I had an idea for an entirely different podcast even before Charlie came to me, where we discuss what had happened the last week in our lives, and then even if that's I did nothing. What's nothing? Gaming. Talk about gaming. Lay in bed because your mental health was ass. Talk about mental health. There's such a variety of things, and there's no such thing as doing nothing. You can talk about anything that you've done last week. So, do you want to go first, Charles?
No, I'll let you go. I just think it's a really good idea, to be honest.
Thank you. So I'll try to think of which point to start with. I'll probably hit you with one I hinted towards before we started recording, but I didn't tell you what it was. Spawn is a new playable character in Mortal Kombat 11. Fucking love him. He is amazing. My God. Do you know much about Spawn or?
A little bit.
Just everything about him. It's just badass. Like he's got a little victory animation. So when you win a match, he does like his little cutscene thing.
Yeah.
Where he rips off his own face because that's how much of a man he is. That he don't need his face. He just gone. So yeah, that's been a good chunk of my week just using him because he came out on the 17th. So I've been playing with him for a couple of days. That's what she said. And yeah, it's just been crazy.
Well, if you do like Spawn, I do recommend watching the film. 1997. Mark the P, not the Pay. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He was director. 1997. Spawn film.
I think I saw a clip of it, and it did look quite goofy, quite old.
Yeah,
but that's before superhero movies got good. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been a decent chunk.
Yeah.
I've had a couple virus scares this week. Peroni flu. So I will talk about the less juicy, interesting one first. So my mum's been on this new medication, and it's been giving her side effects, but it just so happens that the side effects are symptoms of Peroni flu. So things like coughing, temperature change, struggle breathing, things like that. So she's called the nurse today. And the nurse is going to get back to her, but they're going to talk about changing her medication. But for like the past couple of days, we've been thinking that maybe she's got Peroni flu, and that we need to, touch her with a yardstick just so we don't get infected. But the other one, you don't know about this, so your jaw's probably going to hit the floor. Last weekend, I believe, or a couple of weekends ago, but like I said, before podcast, so it's fair game.
Yeah.
I had a man friend over. Wink, wink.
Oh. Okay.
And we did some kissing.
Just to clarify.
Big gay, yeah. Huge gay. Women ill. Not as people, just jiggly bits. But yeah, we did some smoochy.
Okay.
And then a couple days after, he texts me telling me that he's been told he has symptoms of Peroni flu, and obviously my mouth has been on his mouth for a good chunk of time. So that scared me a bit, but I'd like to say I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm loving life.
Yeah.
But Time will tell, but
Just,
I think I'm all right.
I was gonna say just be careful because there is a 14-day period where you're contagious but you don't show symptoms.
So yeah, I should be all right.
Okay. Mad.
Last thing on the agenda.
Yeah.
Unless I think of anything else that's happened this week, apart from everywhere being closed now. Like my universal credit appointment, which is like a job seeker's appointment. I don't know if we have any international viewers. But if you're looking for work, then you get like reimbursed for your efforts just so you can afford to live. So I had an appointment for that on the 31st of this month of March, and it's been cancelled now just because everywhere's closed. But yeah, the last thing that's happened this week is that I've deleted Tinder because it's just not good for me. I don't think, like, my mental health just. I'm not one to say like, you know, focus on my sadness.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just feel like I get a bit too invested in it.
No, I get you.
And that it's not even that like fall for people too hard. It's more that we move on to like a stage or two past Tinder, and then ghost. Just nothing. Yeah. Complete radio silence, and I mean, it disappoints me.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets easier, but it's to the point now where I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't be pointing the finger at other people.
Yeah.
And maybe it's me that's doing something wrong that's driving them away. But because those thoughts are happening, because I know they're wrong, I know they're just being pricks. I just don't want to say that because I don't want to be mean. But yeah, but because those thoughts are happening, I felt like it was the best move to get rid of it because it's just not good for my mental state, really.
I get that. Like, this is the thing. I've had multiple discussions about this with people. Being on Tinder as a guy is so hard. So hard. I mean, I can only imagine how much different it is when you're on
Tinder. Only guys.
Yeah, when it's only guys. But like, being on Tinder, the whole dating scene's just hard. Like, everything's just hard nowadays because, you know, you can go out and you can pull a girl or pull a guy on a night out.
Speak for yourself.
Bro, I can't. I never have. I've never pulled a girl. I've never pulled a girl on a night out ever. Never kissed a girl on a night out. That isn't my partner. But it's just like, you can go out, you can pull a girl or a guy, you could go back, do whatever you want. And then, speaking of girls, my lovely hat has just, I've seen her walk, she's coming up in a second. You know, you can get all that and then get ghosted. Like, it's difficult. It's a difficult thing. Tinder, for girls, every swipe they get is a match. Every swipe, if not every swipe, every other swipe is a match. Guys, you can swipe for 3 days straight and have no matches. I mean, I've seen people get matched by football teams on Tinder. Right, people recruiting for a football team. Like, hello, we're mid-recording. No, it's fine. Don't worry. We're just speaking about Tinder at the moment. About how Sam has deleted
how
Tinder.
Toxic it is.
Yeah, because it's just said it's toxic. I'm just saying about how different it is for a girl on Tinder than a guy on Tinder.
Oh yeah, massively different.
But yeah.
Are we cutting this or keeping it in?
No, but we'll keep this in.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Keep it rolling.
No, just casual guest. Do what you like.
Special guest.
Do what you like. You can listen.
Charlie's
to
GF.
Yeah, Charlie's GF. The better half of me.
No, enter Sam's boyfriend.
Sam
Where is
also
he?
Sam also had a man friend over not too long ago.
Oh.
Yeah, he almost caught
don't spread my gossip. I'm only putting it on the internet.
Peroni flu. We're not allowed to say the actual name of it because this goes on YouTube and it will get demonetized. Not whatever. Bro, we're saying this, but we're not even going to get monetized. Thinking about it.
Yeah, no, there's like certain criteria that we have to meet. But we think of the future when we want to monetize the old videos.
Yeah. But you don't get any money if you mention the actual name of it. So so it's a Peroni flu, Lager Lurgy, or Budweiser Budweiser bug. But yeah, what is there anything else? Oh, select lighting. She just pointed at the blinds, like why the blinds open. Select more lighting. Anything else you got to say about your week today, Sam?
Yeah, just to expand on what you were saying.
Yeah.
It'd be totally different if I had, a handful of conversations with someone and then never heard from them again because, you don't really build a connection in that time.
Yeah.
But when you get to the point of exchanging numbers and, really get into the, the big talk.
Yeah, the next stage.
Not talk like boyfriend big talk. Nothing like that. But when you get past the small talk, past the what's your favourite egg?
Is that a question that you usually get asked, Sam? What's your favourite egg?
Maybe. But yeah, when you start, moving past the artificial part of Tinder and you start getting to the people, then it gets a bit disheartening when you don't get a text back when you've not had any kind of argument or anything. So yeah, it sucks.
It is. It's a mental game. It does play with you mentally. Like I said, people can go days and days and days without getting a match on Tinder, and it'll play on your mind. You'll sit there and you'll think like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with my profile? Is it how I look? And that's when you get people that are like quote catfishes. Like people will edit their pictures to make themselves look better. They'll pretend to be someone else they're not on Tinder just to get a like. And then you get people that pay for premium because they can see that people are liking them, and then like they're swiping through countless amounts of people. They're still not getting a match. So they're saying, you know what, I will invest money into, like, Hat's just looking at me. You'll invest money into an app to see who likes you. It's actually insane when you think about it. Like, there is like 7 point something billion people in the world, and you're worried about the like 12 people that supposedly like you on Tinder enough to pay money to see who likes you. Like, that is insane. Like,
I mean, firstly, I'm guilty of paying for Tinder. Not to do that, but just because you have to pay to go back in case you accidentally swipe left on someone.
Okay.
So yeah, I've only just cancelled that because I've obviously just deleted my Tinder.
Yeah. Have you completely like deactivated it then? Like no more?
Yeah, deleted account.
Fair enough.
I think I might still have the app though, actually. But
yeah.
I should delete that as well because obviously
temptation
the app without the account.
Yeah.
But I think the final thing I want to say on this, and it's like really bare in my soul, is that I'm feeling, what's the word? I'm feeling undesirable, but not even looks wise.
Yeah.
It's more like when it's, when I feel like it's a problem with my character, that's when it, that's when it really offends me because I don't want to get sounding hippie, but I try my best to like be the best version of me. So if someone doesn't like that, then that sucks. And I know that there will be people in my life that don't like me for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, when you, trying to be your best you and succeeding, and people seem to have a problem with it, that's when it really gets you down.
Yeah.
Because if it's what looks, I don't really care if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I'm not some people's cup of tea. That's fine.
I'm not. Cup of tea.
Oh gosh, that wasn't even intentional. But yeah, when it's a problem with me, that's when it, that's when it really messes with me.
Nah, I get that.
Yeah, I think it's on to you now. If you've done anything this week.
What have I done this week? Or for the past we'll go for the past couple of weeks, before the podcast. Big thing, uni. So the way that my module has worked at uni is instead of doing a dissertation, we get to do a production. Have my group. We've been doing our production. We've been trying to find people to film. We've been getting on with it. But a big thing that happened in terms of uni was I took a break. I needed a break from uni. I needed a break from the production. I just needed a break. And funnily enough, Hat's birthday fell into that break, so we went away.
Brilliant.
Like I said, I've mentioned it a couple of times. Went to Glasgow. Great time, honestly. We were there for 5 days. 5 days. 5 days we were there. She nodded.
I like we have like a fact checker now.
Yeah. We were there for 5 days. We stayed in a tiny budget hotel in the city centre, and we just chilled. Well, I say we chilled. We did a lot of stuff, but we had a break. Honestly, bro, if you want to go somewhere for a chilled getaway, Scotland, yes. Like, honestly, but we will have to go. We will definitely have to go because road trip. She says that, but then one of us will have to drive instead. But
well, I can't drive, neither can you.
Speaking, I'll get onto that actually. I will.
Okay.
But yeah, so we chilled in Glasgow for a couple of days. One of the days we across 2 days went and looked at all the murals in Glasgow because there's like a big graffiti scene there, but it's not like little tags. It's actual like
like art.
Yeah, I'll pop a couple on screen. Honestly, looks amazing. We were gonna pay to go on a tour of it, but big boy like Charlie found a website which did it all for free. So yeah.
Is it Google Images?
No,
okay.
It actually had the trail that you go on, usually with the people that you pay for. And we just did it ourselves.
Wow.
We went to, as I mentioned before, we went on a tour of the Highlands to see some Highland cattle and to get some whiskey. Honestly, amazing. Like, bro, when I say the air there is different, the air is different. Like, it's fresh, you can breathe. Like, there ain't
How long did that last? Fresh air, uncontaminated.
There was, honestly, it was so nice. It was crisp. Yeah, saw some mountains, did some of that. Went to Edinburgh, went to the zoo, saw some pandas because Harriet's favorite animal, panda. So we saw some pandas. But yeah, so break from uni, but the break didn't last long because of this Budweiser bug. Uni has
Cancelled?
Yeah,
School's out?
I've just had a message from the group chat actually, but yeah, uni done, cancelled. Like, no more face-to-face teaching. My job at the university, because I work in the equipment room, no more. Like, it's done. They stopped giving out microphones. They stopped giving out microphones on top of cameras. They stopped giving out cameras, and now they've just stopped altogether. So
Crazy.
my income kaput. And because it's my last job, I've been applying for a ton of jobs. I've applied for media jobs, non-media jobs. I actually was successful in getting a job, but I don't know if I want to keep that job. But this whole lager lurgy has got to the point where I had to have a FaceTime interview for a job as a camera operator. But now, because my student job is like done, I can now let people know that my notice period isn't 2 weeks, it's immediately. But whether or not I'll be able to actually get a job and be able to travel to a job is different, because I actually had a fair few interviews for one job and someone got it because they had more experience than me. But yeah, they were concerned about my driving. So to get back to driving, I am doing an intensive driving course. I'm using my last lot of student finance to pay for an intensive week-long course to just get my license and get my theory and get it out the way so I can drive. Then I'm gonna get a car and I'm going to just drive.
Do you have any idea when it is?
My last lot of student loan is April, the end of April. I think it's something like April 26th or 27th or something like that. So end of April, I could possibly, but end of April, and then the months after, I could be whipping, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, literally my week has just been spent chilling, applying for jobs, going to this open day for this job that I don't think is for me, and yeah, just seeing what happens with that. Really, I've just realised what time we're on as well. We're on
Yeah, 50 minutes, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah, something like that.
I was going to ask you actually, have you already had that FaceTime interview with the camera up?
I have,
position?
yeah, I had it Tuesday.
See, what I would have done, because obviously FaceTime involves a camera,
Mm.
I'd have showed off as much as I could in that interview. I'd just been like, look at this angle.
The actual job, it's you know, one of those jewelry channels on
Like
TV.
the,
It's that.
where you phone up.
Yeah,
and
it's
you get, yeah,
it's that. It's 24 hour. They run 24 hours a day. I'll be
teleshopping, that's it.
yeah, I'll be camera upping on that.
Wow.
I mean, it's decent to be fair. It's in Redditch. So it might involve moving a little bit, but
Yeah.
oh, that's another thing. I've been looking at places to move to. Still within the area that we're in now, so still in Wolverhampton. Ugh. But yeah, like looking to move to a house, and then big congrats to Hat because she got into uni as well. Whoa, get a little clap.
Insert some applause. noises here.
Insert the applause. But yeah, she got into uni, so we're hoping to get that sorted, and then as soon as possible get saving for an house. But
Well, don't move too far, because hopefully, after this whole Peroni flu's passed us by, then we can start recording these podcasts together in person.
yes,
Just so there isn't this awkward Skype webcam, 2 microphones stuff.
Yeah. I was gonna say like future for the podcast. I think that's a topic we can spend the last like 10-ish minutes on.
However long, man.
Yeah.
I'm good to go for another hour.
But yeah, I mean, like I know a couple of people that do podcasts. I know they've got their little studios with their their cameras and their audio equipment. I'd be happy to do that. I mean, I'm pretty sure Hat would be happy to use the desk that we've got in the spare room, just sit there and us two record. She's nodding in agreement.
I'm also not in agreement.
Like, say that again.
Always a bed for Sam.
Always a bed for Sam. That's what we have.
Yes.
And
And my boyfriend, who's right here.
and Sam's boyfriend, who is right here. But yeah, like with your whole idea of the last week this happened, I don't see. I've just thought of that. That is something that Memulus does.
Well, he does that with like social
media stuff.
I don't even know what we're gonna call it. We need to come up with like a
little
a
acronym.
cool name.
Yeah, but
I'm sure I said something earlier which I like the sound of, something like last week in my life or something.
Yeah,
that's all right.
Well, okay. What we need to set some little rules for the podcast. What stuff on podcasts do you not? I know we don't really watch them, but is there anything that you can pick up from podcasts that you do not like that we're not gonna do here? Or stuff that you really like that we're gonna do here? Because my one's guests. We're gonna have guests.
Yeah.
Hat will have
Guests,
to make an
absolutely.
appearance at some point in the near future. She'll have to make an appearance.
I will be the first person to admit we are going to get real boring real quick.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we're going to need guests to
as much as we can talk,
invigorate us.
we can talk for ages, but we are some boring people.
Great pitch. To be fair, this is 50 minutes in. If you made it this far,
Oh, congratulations.
we're doing something right.
Yeah, I mean,
Or you're just a crazy person.
I'm just saying, this is going to go out on YouTube and Spotify. You can have the Spotify app and you can listen to Spotify in your car. Hint, people who like to listen to music in their car, listen to me and Sam speak for a little while. I'm nudging Hat.
Who needs Drake when you have 2 boring British boys?
Who needs Drake when you got 2 boring British boys? Exactly.
Oh my god, what was that? Not the podcast title.
See,
Boring British boys. Damn it.
BBB, bro.
BBB, Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo Ball. We will get onto sports defo in another episode because that
Yeah.
is a big thing, Mister. I love basketball now,
Prayers for Kevin Durant.
bro. Bro. But yeah, in terms of what's left to talk about, like 2020 has just been a bit of a shite year to start
Yeah,
with.
we were saying earlier, you've got the World War III, you've got the wildfires in Australia, whole country burning. You've got Peroni flu, which is just... The Peroni flu literally is just Thanos.
Yeah.
Like he's clicked, and now half the world just retired. We're just gonna disappear.
Well,
and the people that are left are gonna be having a great time.
I've seen so much stuff though about like the environment now. Like you can see China from space now. It isn't just a cloud of pollution. The canals in Venice are the clearest they've ever been. You can see fish in them and that. Like, I mean, I've literally just read. I was gonna tag Hat in it. While we were all in like self isolation, there was a herd of elephants that went to a vineyard.
I love it.
See, she already seen it. They went to a vineyard, right? They ate a load of the wine grapes, got drunk, and fell asleep.
Wow.
Like, bro,
Big mood.
big mood. Like,
Wait, so that's because we're all inside our houses?
yeah,
That there's no pollution going up.
yeah, like not because
Greta Thunberg.
Greta Thunberg, my guy, but legit, like, because we're sat here not really doing anything. Like, I mean, like, someone I know tweeted a picture on Twitter, of course, but it was a picture of Glasgow Central Station. Now, me and Hat were there not too long ago, getting our train to Glasgow and from Glasgow back to Wolverhampton, and it was packed. The picture, there was like 2 people in the picture. It is empty, and this was at Glasgow Central, the train station we went from. But literally, it is, and I'm not talking like 6 o'clock in the morning where it might be empty. I'm talking like 11 o'clock in the morning. Like,
Wow.
it's empty. I've been to one of my friends in Birmingham. He worked with me as a student helper. He said the university empty, or there's no cars on the expressway. It's dead.
Is it Leicester Square that shows all the films in London?
Yeah.
They showed a clip of that on the news, and literally there's like no one there.
Honestly,
Absolutely insane.
it's
Everywhere is a ghost town.
everywhere is a ghost town, but literally in terms of pollution and the environment, like it's getting better, but like
But people are dying.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
You know, so it says a lot about us.
Everyone's saying like, oh, this is Mother Nature just having a detox, like
She's fighting back.
detoxing us, man. I mean,
Well, I feel like I should mention that vegan post that I told you about earlier.
bro, go for it.
I saw this vegan story on Instagram, and it said something like Ebola was caused by eating animals, swine flu was caused by eating animals, bird flu, blah blah blah, Peroni flu, and then it was like, don't eat animals, people, go vegan. And I just thought, like, of all times to push veganism,
Yeah.
you choose now. Crazy. People, they just won't take a break when it's
They
given
won't.
to them.
They will push their beliefs. Like I know plenty of vegans. Like Hat is very good friends with a vegan who I think is great, and like she's fine. But I think we should cut this here because I think we just reached an hour, and it says that my disk space is almost full, even though this is meant to be saved into my hard drive. But yeah,
We're almost at an hour.
yeah. Let's we'll cut it there then, my guy.
Yeah, we didn't really plan an intro, an outro. I mean,
No, I guess.
So,
Well, we're trying to make this like a weekly thing, so
yeah,
yeah,
potentially more, potentially less,
Exactly.
depending on how well this goes.
But yeah. We'll catch you in the next one then.
Yeah, we'll speak to you whenever.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.